Okay, welcome back. This one's going to be an Apollo game, and we're going to be playing Apollo in the Hunter role. Now, Apollo in Season 2, at the moment of writing this guide, doing this guide, and looking at Apollo, he's on the weaker side of things. His wave clear is not as strong as he used to be. He still has a very, very strong kit, however, and he can cause a lot of issues for a team, as he does have a very interesting all-round kit. He's got a knock-up, a mesmerize, semi-decent wave clear, good auto attacks in terms of having a passive that allows him to have a self-steroid, and an ultimate that gives him global map presence. So, Apollo as a whole, what you're generally looking to do is farm, and your dueling 1v1 potential is pretty strong if you do get yourself fed and in a comfortable position to do that. And he's got a lot of counterplay to him as well. He's not just like a one-trick pony, like some other AD carries, maybe like Neath is a little bit more like one-trick pony-esque than what Apollo is. And he has a lot of things that he can do to it for a team that can help them out even when they're down on their luck in terms of how the game's going. He can try to do things like split pushing with great map awareness. So, we'll play this game through. Itemization build is pretty much standard on most gods, so I won't talk about itemization too much. That will always change, but the god himself in theory will pretty much stay the same. First thing to note is his passive, Audacity. After 10 basic attacks, this meter here on the left will fill up to full, and it'll have these little spikes that appear, and what that means is that my next 5 attacks after that will attack at a faster rate. This is my normal attack rate, and you'll see this go faster through the game as my Audacity gets used. So beautiful is his bread and butter ability that you're going to be maxing first. This allows him to wave clear, and it just fires out a skill shot nuke. You can see that there. It looks like that, and it goes that sort of distance on the map. And that ability will penetrate through all the creeps and deal some damage to all of them. But they take a little bit less damage based off the next enemy hit, so it's not great for wave clearing like some of the other hunters don't have that effect on their kit. The Serenade is the next skill, and this is one you'll probably max second. If you notice, it makes you give a little bit of a serenade around you in a very small area. But what this also does is give you a physical protection buff and mes them for a duration that goes up to 2.3 seconds. Third ability is the moves. This is a short dash that deals some damage and can knock them up as you go through them. But what it also does, it gives you a movement speed buff for a few seconds, and your teammates too. A lot of people don't know about that one. It gives you and your teammates a movement speed buff for a few seconds. Finally, his ultimate across the skies. He'll channel his ultimate. It takes a few seconds to take off, where you have to stand still, but then you'll be able to ride around on your chariot and rotate around the map. The only thing about that ability, it does cost mana, so you've got to be careful about over spamming. If I can land some autos, you'll see my passive meter stacking up. And now my passive meter will be up after one auto attack here, should be. And then you see it fast, a lot quicker, a lot quicker. See my autos were a lot quicker that time round. We've got a pretty safe lane with Geb and Apollo. We're not going to be able to really kill them unless they misplay in this lane. They've got the lane clear for certain. We've just got to look to farm and not get picked too much. The good news is, like we said, we've got a lot of things in our kit to help us out. I'm just going to back away as they're going to push us in quite quickly. Thanks to the help of Sylvanas, and all their wave clear is very strong. We're looking to farm during the early game. Our trade potential, we have got some strength, but they've got a lot of sustain in that kit they've got over there. So just bring down the minions. Stay at the minion wave and don't avoid some poke. Gotta dodge axes, because axes hurt. I'm 1 point in each. Now normally I would just max my 1 here, but I'm just looking to... Don't be afraid to throw auto attacks at him, he's just going to take poke like this. You get free poke on him, you get to stack your Audacity passive as well. Just because we're weak in lane doesn't necessarily mean we don't do any damage at all. Be prepared for the axe coming, like I was, that's why I just used the dash away. And back to farming again. Even though Apollo's considered weak at the moment, it doesn't necessarily mean he's unplayable. A lot of people think just because a god's weak, he can't be played anymore, and he can be. We just got to understand he's going to be played a little bit differently. A little bit safer than you would have done before. As you can see, I was duking out abilities, that's why I walked towards them then, and then used my moves to get out of the trouble I found myself in. Try and keep these minions out of tower range if I can. There we go. Continuing to farm. Notice I've not taken much poke in this lane so far. I've played it pretty safe. And even if I do get caught a little bit, I've got a Geb with me. And Geb's pretty passive as well, in fairness, in the early stages. And what I'm doing there is actually getting in range of the creeps, so I take the damage. Here's a rotation from a team. Now we can go aggressive. Pop my health potion here. I'm not in risk of dying right now, I don't feel. We got a little bit of a gank off, but 3-minute harpies are up and my team rotated over, which is a bit unfortunate. I have to play safe now. It's going to be a 2v1 for a little bit, and Null's going to push me under the tower. He's not freezing the wave or anything, so the minions are coming. I'll hit level 5, and I'm still working on my items and Devour's gauntlets. Same old, same old. And my ultimate's available now. So, there's my full kit now online. There's not a whole lot you can do when there's two of them in lane, and they've got a little bit better push power than you, just because of Sylvanas' auto attacks as well. Okay, gonna go back to base here. I'm not gonna stick around anymore. Not sure if Ul's gonna stay. It looks like he is. He should have possibly stayed for one more wave then, but we'll be okay by basing here. I don't feel you have to use your ultimate to go back to lane, okay? You can use it, but remember it does cost you mana at the beginning of the game. You can see how much it costs there, so it costs quite a little bit. So you've got to watch how long you stay in the air for. Longer rotations around the jungle can cause you a few issues. Different builds may come out with Apollo, where you go for a more mana heavy build.
Enemy missing left.
Enemy missing middle.
Everybody's missing in this lane right now. I'm not sure where they are. They're doing Gold Fury? They could be doing Gold Fury here, because my team are all just called missing and nobody's checked it. Okay, it's still there. That's good news. I'm going to take my purple buff. As I pushed the lane, I would have liked to push one more wave. Would have been safe enough to if I wanted to, but
Enemy ultimate down.
it's a little bit worried they were doing gold, which they weren't. So I've got enough of my Devour's gauntlets this time round. The way he's pushing into tower, I'll be able to drop this down quickly. Go back the safe way. Continue farming under the tower. Clear 2 more waves out. I can just farm this here. Would base right now, but you'll see this minion wave pushes in. I'm keeping an eye on the minimap with my ultimate. I could rotate over there, but if I rotate over there, what's going to end up happening is I'll lose this full wave to the tower, which I don't really want to do. Don't mind eating a little bit of poke. I'm going to base now. I should be able to get back in time for this next wave coming in.
Ah, my favorite gift.
Back to lane. I'm probably going to miss a couple of creeps, but the good news is Geb should be there to soak up some experience from that as well.
Be right back.
Good old Geb tanking up those minions. Needs to be careful you don't get poked too much though. He helped me out, but he's going to have to base now. So I kind of extend a little bit as an Apollo, just because you've got your escape if you need it. I'm going to be keeping an eye on the map at all times as well. Put a bit of pressure on him. He can feel my pain this time round. As you can see, I'm winning the trade there, but Sylvanas is coming, so I'm going to be a little bit more careful here. He's already used all his abilities. I could go aggressive here again, and I might do actually. I'm feeling kind of ballsy. I was feeling ballsy, but that kind of hurt. But here comes a Geb to save the day, hopefully. little bit too ballsy, Hindu. A little bit too ballsy, but we're okay. Bad news is they're going to sustain up a little bit quicker than us. I'm looking at mid lane now. That's a very low health Bastet over there that should die to our circuit, hopefully.
Enemy missing.
Well, she'll die now. I'm just going to ult in for this to make sure if I need to. Oh my gosh, I missed my ultimate. That was terrible of me. I'm not very good at this game. I'm getting outplayed quite a lot here. Wow, the usage of portal was good then. I'm disengaging now. I'm low on health, low on mana. I missed my ultimate. The cat should have been dead then, but I misplayed it. Misplayed that pretty bad, actually.
Be careful.
Really badly played there.
Enemy missing.
So I keep working on my boots. I'm going to get beads online. If you notice in that engagement when I went aggressive on these two in the lane, if I would have had beads, I would have been able to avoid the axe, which meant I could have continued on doing more damage there. Made a bit of a mistake there. A lot of mistakes made. But still, farm-wise, I'm doing okay. I'm a little bit behind in experience right now. Stack-wise, he's gone for Transcendence, which means if I do trade with him, he's got the poke power, but I have the lifesteal power on my side as well. If only I would have landed that ultimate. Oh well. Would look good. So after you push the wave, there's not a whole lot you can do apart from try and rotate. Look, keep an eye on how things are going in the jungle. Golfew is still standing, that's good. For the time being, the next wave's coming in there doing purple. I'm going to do my purple at the same time. Hopefully Geb notices. I don't want to leave it up, otherwise I would wait for Geb normally. But I don't want to have it lost to the enemy coming in to try and steal it away. So while I know they're doing it, I'm going to take mine down at the same time. You might look for an axe in a second. Here we go. And there's the Mez. If he does put poke on me, I can just heal back up and get off the creeps. He's got the benefit of having a Sylvanas for the heal though. But again, when aggressive, then he got unfortunate with the knock up there. But Wisps are on cooldown now.
I'm returning to base.
As you can see, even though he keeps trading with me, I'm still lifestealing. So I'm not overly worried about this right now. He might go aggressive with the axe again. If he does, we can still fight. He's looking for burst more than anything else. So I'm actually just clearing the creeps there. I'm not really interested in hitting him. He's trying to use the creeps for defense. I'm just clearing the creeps and healing back up again. So in that trade, I actually won that trade, even though it was a little mini skirmish. The bad news is Sylvanas will rotate round now and throw wisps, and he'll be all healthy still. That one could hurt a little bit. Mercies are important. Juking's important too. As you can see, juking keeps you alive if you manage to juke enough. Good news is my team get mid camps for that. It did cost me my beads though, unfortunately, which isn't the best thing in the world. And back again we go. Like I said, Apollo at the moment, he's not currently in rotation just because his wave clear is not as strong, and you can see that he's struggling on wave clear here at the moment. And my team's going quite aggressive in the jungle. They're getting aggressed on. There shouldn't be too many more cooldowns available. I can probably save this guy here. Uh-oh.
Your left tower is under attack. You like this? Your left tower
So it wasn't the worst fight in the world for us. I'm not going to continue aggressing there. I got a kill out of it and I got an assist out of it for what I was doing. My ultimate wasn't great again. I've kind of forgotten how to use that ultimate for some reason. Don't want to seem to be able to land it, but what I am doing.
Careful! I'll defend left lane. Your left tower is under attack. An ally has been slain.
Oh, that passive. Attack Gold Fury. They're both very low on health and mana. We can do the Gold Fury here. If Giannis comes through, we can still fight him. Just going to tell my team to retreat here. I'm going to go back to base and buy once again. So, you can kind of see the idea of Apollo. At the moment, this is just laning phase of Apollo. What you can do in the game goes on further is look for the rotations and look to pick up towers. And you'll see him be able to turn up to team fights later just because of his ultimate. Or he can overextend and get himself a little bit too far out of position, then get out of the area by using his ultimate to escape as well. That was a random Giannis ultimate. I wasn't really looking. But Bastard's going aggressive here. I don't have ultimate to go in. I was going to. All might rotate. I'm keeping an eye on that fight at the same time here. I can hear all in my jungle, which means he's either rotating for me right this second or he's going for my purple.
Enemy missing, right? Be careful.
Just got to be careful that he doesn't try to steal this one away. Because see, we had a little naughty Sylvanas rotating around there, so I used my So Beautiful there to secure the buff.
Be right back.
The problem I have here is it's 2v1, so I've just got to juke out. I see Giannis coming too. I think I'm dead here. I don't want to ult, because if I ult, I'm probably still dead anyway. What I can do is try and life steal up as much as I can, deal as much damage back before I go down, and hopefully my teammates can clean that one up. I don't think they'll be able to, though. They're all having to disengage now. Late rotations from the team.
Enemy missing, right? Enemy missing, left.
Meant to say enemy missing left. It doesn't appear Mercury wants to call rotations right now for some reason. He's too busy playing Mercury in solo going, look at me, I'm playing Mercury!
Ultimate is ready.
Instead of dealing with the Chang'e and taking that tower down. So I got a little bit picked by overextending there. My beads wasn't good either. It was more of a panic beads than actual well-used beads. I'd already been hit by all the CC. I thought the axe duration was going to still be on me by the time I used my beads, and it wasn't going to be. So the beads was just useless then, honestly, from that point of view, and it didn't help me out.
Retreat middle lane.
No problem.
Okay.
Gotta stop fighting the 2v1s is what I'm realising here.
Be careful, right?
Be careful, right? Be careful.
He's eating free poke for nothing. We've got no Bastard's missing. Giannis could rotate too, and that's what I was worried about. There's that little play there. That's why I wanted to back up. We don't go walk, obviously, really go aggressive more than that. Kept waiting to make something happen, but...
Be careful, right?
Be careful, right? Enemy missing.
And this is where you use your ultimate to get out of trouble. And potentially turn the fight around again. I'm just keeping an eye on what's going on here. They're all still here, and there's not lots I can do. I'm just going to disengage. I'm not going to sit in the air any longer than I need to. I just wanted to get my mana, make sure I save some mana, pop my mana potion here. Scylla's here. Notice how you used my Mez there to set her up for the ultimate? I could have carried on hitting him, but the Mez bought time for Scylla to confirm her ultimate. which was perfect for us. Golf Fury's coming up soon, and that'll be good too. Attack the Golf Fury.
Go Fury!
If my team rotate for that now, I can actually clear this minion wave and then get over there. It appears Merc wants to take my farm. We can try and do Golf Fury here. Bastard's watching me here if he pounces. I can instantly trade back with them.
Set up an ambush here.
So by forcing in right lane, I can rotate to this fight a little bit late. Could try and support here. We should be able to get the Golf Fury here.
Killing spree. An enemy has been slain. Slain an enemy.
Oh, that axe hit me. That's not very fair.
Killing spree. An ally has been slain.
Oh. We do get the tower. We do get the Golf Fury as well. I'm going to rotate right here. Let me actually pick up that tool as well. As you can see from the fighting point of view, I'm using my Mez to buy time. Notice how I don't use the Mez just necessarily for the protections. You can use it for the protections though. But sometimes it buys me time for my cooldowns, it buys me to reposition and set myself up to continue going aggressive. Even though Apollo is on the weaker side, he still has a lot of things in his kit that make him a very good hunter. And this is the ability I have there to be able to split push. And if I get aggressed on, I can use my ultimate to get out of trouble and get myself back in a better situation. That's an Apollo game. Didn't get to see the whole of an Apollo game, but you got to see a rough laning phase and me making some terrible mistakes at the same time as how to play him.